Welcome to Chamber.Media Tutorials. I'm J.R. Timothy, and I'm here with my good friend,
Tyler!
And today we are going to talk about how to cast the perfect commercial.
So, JR, when you cast, is it more about the wrist or is it more about the elbow?
It's actually more about defining who it is that you're casting. That's right. It's important to know what type of person you want to be the spokesperson for your ad. You want to be specific with what you're looking for, and you want to make sure that that person represents a demographic that uses your product and purchases it. Someone that a lot of people can identify with.
So say that I have my golden script and now I need to make it. JR, how do I get that person that's going to star in my commercial?
When you put out these casting calls, say that you're casting. First, you want to put whether it's paid or not at the top. That'll be the first thing that gets a lot of people's attention. You want to put the date that you are filming the commercial.
Okay.
So that people know automatically whether or not they are available.
Availability.
And then after that, you put the type of actor you're looking for.
Okay, so that's when you would male.
Yeah, that's when you get to the descriptions.
25 to 35.
Actors will lie about their age because it doesn't really matter.
You can play up or down. It really just comes down to the look.
This is the only industry where you can discriminate based on what someone looks like.
We can't legally ask you to do that.
I'm not gonna lie, casting is my least favorite thing in all of production.
Really? It's my favorite thing.
Oh, I hate it. I hate having to make that call of, you're too short, you look too smart, or you don't look smart enough. You unfortunately have to make those judgment calls when you're casting. And when you write the post, you want to use those descriptors to self-qualify the actors.
Chances are, too, you're going to get people who apply that don't fit the part at all.
Yes.
But they perceive. To those people, you don't need to respond. They can figure it out on their own.
Once I have my description, what do I do? How do I actually get that out into the world and have actors see it?
It's very simple, Tyler. You'll go to one of two places. First place being agencies. Now, at an agency, they will send it to all of their relevant actors that they represent. Those actors will send in headshots and or reels, or you'll post it to groups on Facebook.
Generally, no matter what state, country you are, if you type in on Facebook your area / film group
/ actors
video, any kind of search like that, you are going to find some community, whether large or small, of aspiring actors or hobbyists. Now, when you do find that Facebook group for those actors or filmmakers and you post that in, you're going to get a lot of responses. Hopefully they follow the directions in your post that says to email you and not to comment back. Tip for all you actors, if they say in the post to email a headshot, do not respond. Do not PM. Do not comment with your name saying you're interested. Please follow the directions.
Just email.
And email your headshots. That's what we want.
After you post to the group, you can look through all the emails and look at the headshots, the reels, and see who you like the most, who best fits the part, and then reach out to just those people directly and send them sides.
Now, what are sides?
Sides are portions of a script, like 3 to 4 lines, enough that an actor can give you a feel of how they'll deliver the lines or their own delivery. So you send them those sides, you give them a little direction of how they should say those lines, and they'll record themselves and they'll send it to you. And that's their audition. So there's self-tape auditions, which is where the actor's at home and they record themselves and they send in the audition.
I'm Miley Cyrus, I'm with CED, and I'm auditioning for the role of Zoe in Hannah Montana. And yes,
and then there's live in-person auditions, which is where they would come to a location at a certain time and they would do the part for you. Both of those are appropriate for commercial or narrative films, anything like that. It all just depends on people's availability. Self-tape right now is much more popular. On the sides, you should also attach a portion of how you want the line said.
One thing that I like to do when I send sides is not just grab any old portion of the script, but I really want to grab the script that maybe kind of demands the most from the actor. Now, a lot of people can be good at reading lines, but when you want them to surprise or whatever kind of actory thing, they don't quite have it. That's that X factor that makes...
It's the it.
The it factor.
When we would do sides, sometimes I would purposely, in the post, put an extreme emotion in there to see if they had range, if they could actually do something.
Yeah, that's a
and
good
when we
idea.
were doing live in-person auditions, I'd see what they did, and then I'd make them do the complete opposite of whatever it was. Don't be afraid to ask for strange things within reason to get the best talent out of your actors.
Yes.
Now, if it's really hard to decide, you can do something called callbacks, where you reach back out to the agency and you have those 5 people submit another audition or do an in-person audition.
Callbacks are very important because when you initially get your headshots, you're making your selections just on purely visual. When you get your auditions, you are essentially going off of who has the most potential. Callbacks, that's when you can give them a little bit more direction. You can see how well they take that direction.
You can see if it feels right, if you get the right vibe. And that's the one thing about acting and casting and stuff like that, is it's a very vibing kind of feel. If you do feel really good about it with the person, then, you know, it translates a lot better to camera.
Now, on top of that, if somebody is dealing with an agency that might seem intimidating or daunting, what are some other things that people should know if they're going through an agency to cast?
There is something called an agency fee. Let's say that you're casting a spokesperson part that pays $1,000 for the day rate.
Cool G.
You should expect to pay an agency 10% of that. So that means that you're not paying $1,000, you're paying $1,100. When you reach out to the ad agency, make sure you specify that you're looking for in-state workers, or if it doesn't matter to you with the budget, because you can hire someone out of state and cover the cost of bringing someone in. Some agencies, they represent very broad areas. So if you're casting for someone and they live out of state, you as the company that is looking for the actor are in charge of covering that person's expenses.
Yep.
In addition to paying the agency fee.
Now, what is the benefit of going through an agency?
Agencies find the professionals of people who won't slow down production or hold it up.
So you're getting the cream of the crop, you're getting the professionals, and you're also getting kind of that first layer of, you know, culling the herd, so you're not having to field so many. Because when you do post to those Facebook groups, you can field a lot of requests, and sometimes they're nowhere near what you're looking for. Well, thank you, JR. I legitimately feel like I can take my script and create a post and actually find an actor to be in my videos.
As you should, Tyler. And now you can too. We're Chamber.Media. We're a full-service ad agency, so we cover everything from pre-production to post-production to ad management afterwards, and we'll talk about everything. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below and tell us what we missed or what you want to see more of, and we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, and if you're looking to hire actors, just me, not him.
I don't act.
But you're very handsome. Aww. There we go. Thanks for watching, everyone, and take this information now and go make something awesome. Roll that shiz. Oh, look, here comes the talent. And they're perfect. Oh, click.